Hey y'all, what's groovy? This is Val, and this is my channel, Valcomies Alchemy. So welcome if you are new. Welcome back if you have checked me out from before. I just want to do some content real quick and talk about this 2/22/22 portal date. Now, initially I didn't get the significance. I really didn't. I thought it was like, oh, just another day. You know what I mean? But the more I thought about it, because I was in a group and we were talking about it together, and the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, it's a lot of things going on with this date, right? So we're just gonna speak on it here real quick. I'm gonna talk a little bit of sacred geometry here in a second, but we really want to talk about this 2/2/22/22 date. All right. When it comes to the date, right? And I want to talk about the most common signature of the date because that's important to me because it's all about energy, right? It's like all things with energy, they can be used. Okay, it can be transferred, transmuted, manipulated, all that. So when I looked at the date, now when you write it down the signature way, you're going to see the number two in this date 6 times, right? But the most common way that we write the date down, we end up taking off the 20 of the year, right? So we just write 2 for the month, 22 for the day, and then 22 for the year, right? So when we write it down that way, the number two appears 5 times. So let's talk about the sacred geometry here, all right? A five-sided shape. So if it was the number two in equal distance, right? If I could draw a straight line 5 times, right? I could come up with the shape of a star, right? Because the star has 5 sides, 5 points. Now, when we think about the planets right now, Venus is going to be the star because Venus rotates in that star pattern. It makes a star in the sky. This date is really about Venus. And let's talk about Venus a little bit more. Now, Venus is the planet of love, all right? It's all about the love, the passion, the romance, honey, okay? The things that really get you emotionally charged up that you're attracted to. Now, Venus can also be the planet of war, okay? Because if somebody give you some scuffle about some things that you love and they trying to get in the way of that, that'll make you want to fight, right? So it's kind of interesting to me that we have these talks about war with other countries and things like that, honey. So it's just madness going on. Okay. All right. But I want to talk about this too. Let's talk about Venus as well, because the North Node just went into Taurus like a little while ago, and it stays in this position for like a year, a little bit over like that. Something it's going to be here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be working with these energies for a while. So this Venus energy on this portal date, right? As it relates to the North Node. Now we're talking about the North Node, which is all about the future. Like, you want to go north, right? Choices, advantages, right? Your North Node, trying to find your true north, right? Um, this energy right now is in the sign of Taurus. So when we talk about Taurus, we got to talk about the second house too, because the second house is all about values, right? Your assets, your possession, your money, okay? But your ideas as well, right? Because with Taurus, this is all about being very fixed, right? Fixing the things that you love, that you value, right? Spending your assets on the things that you love, all right? Because you're so attracted to it. If you want to get that bag, you want to buy that bag, right? So it take a little money sometimes. So you have Taurus, which is really focused on that, and it's that fixed energy. So it's very determined to structure, being that it's an earth sign, to structure things around its values, right? And that helps support the energy of war, kind of structuring things around the values. I mean, look, this ain't my narrative. This is just the narrative that they telling. All right, so I'm just breaking it down. So that's going to be that North Node energy. All right, so in the 3D world, we really got people talking about fighting with people and potentially fighting with people, like all kind of crazy madness, right? Now, wars cost money. Okay, ain't nothing free at this point, right? So where does the money come from? Well, let's talk about the opposite of the North Node, which is the South Node. So that's going to put us in our opposite sign of Scorpio. Now, this is all about the eighth house energy. Now, the eighth house is all about rebirth and transformations. Okay. Now, with this being in the South Node, this is about things from the past coming up, like karma, playing out sometimes as challenges, right? Think about this as like a challenging perspective because it's opposite, right? So it's playing out the same energy, but in an opposite way. Now, Scorpio is all about awareness. Okay, it's that fixated part because this is fixated energy too. It's the fixated emotions, right? That and it can get real intense with this energy because you have the eighth house here. Now, the eighth house is all about transforming ish, and it's also too known as the house of other people's money. Okay, now when it comes to like the external houses, these will be all of the houses from the 7th to the 12th. The internal are the ones from the 1st to the 6th, right? So Taurus is in that internal perspective, thinking of our finance, right? Our money. And then the eighth house is going to be on the external side of that, right? So this is other people's money. Maybe your partner's money. Maybe you get an inheritance or something like that, from an aunt who left you, a whole bunch of cash, right? If you want to know, or maybe you're like a trust fund kid, right? Other people's money, right? So when it comes to like other people's money, the external representation of people's money, right? Okay. Because if I'm a business owner, right, and I spent my money to start my business, like second house, I value this, right? I'm probably starting this business, unless it's a nonprofit, to earn other people's money. All right. So that's all the eighth house energy. So being that this is in our south node, the past, the karma, right? Recently, we had a lot of transformations. Eighth house energy. Hello, Scorpio. Okay. Lots of transformation with people talking about new bills. People have new ways of getting, value systems, crypto, things like that. And it's been talked about in the sense of taxation, right? Like, if you send a certain amount of money, now where it was like a lower amount, like I think like less than like anything over 10K, I think I reported to like, you know, the government, you know what I'm saying? But now I think it's like as low as like 600, yo. So this is kind of different from us. This is a big transformation. Now also here with the eighth house, you have Pluto. Now Pluto is real truth seeking. All right, it's trying to get down to the bottom of it. So isn't it interesting that you have all this intense energy about finding out the truth? Well, how much money you got? What's in your wallet? Face ass. Know what I'm saying? But that's what they got going on right now with this South Node being here. So there's like, nah, I got a problem with that. Know what I'm saying? You ain't coming after my bag. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Venus in the sky for a reason, bro. Okay. But I wanted to talk about the eighth house because this is all about other people's money. All right. Transformations. Okay. You got Mars here. Mars is exalted in, the eighth house. So there's a lot of energy and willpower. There's been a lot of energy and willpower kind of position in where the South Node is when it comes to like other people's money. Get to the truth about what you got in your wallet, okay? Because ultimately there's like a transformation and a rebirth occurring with the way that finance is being done all around. So when Uncle Sam come, hello, this is the bill you owe type face, you know what I'm saying, in all your face and stuff like that. This energy is kind of pulling from that, and it makes a lot of correlations with how some of these narratives are kind of being spun. People talking about going to war, something that don't even make sense to me. I ain't gonna lie. It just don't make no sense to me. I'm like, why are we fighting? But I don't really get it necessarily, that we need this right now, right? So, but whatever. Okay. So let's say you go ahead and go and do this thing, right? So if you go to war, it's going to cost money. Where's the money going to come from? We're talking about the economy has been taxed for a minute since Corina. All right. International situation that we got here. So it's not like you really can really go and just get a bunch of money from other places. Like so many countries are having the same problem with their cash flow, with their currency, right? So where's the money going to come from, right? More taxation. Just another reason, a bigger reason to justify like kind of going up in the pocket in the piggy bank to get more money from, Mr. and Mrs. Middle Class, right? That's what it's looking like, y'all. And I'm over here checking it and I'm like, okay, so that's why the significance was so important about this date when it comes to like, things that people are like kind of ritualistically playing out. The shadows are playing out. Now, I am an alchemist, and I know the people who listen to me are alchemists too. So we like to take energy and just transmute it, all right? And this is all energy. This is all influences, right? So I think because I don't want to sound all doom and gloom and stuff like that, right? People still got options. There's still smart ways. I mean, now with Pluto, okay, again, Pluto is all about that deep, truth seeking type energy. It might just be the time for you on a personal level, right? Or, from the level of the collective to get to know what's going on a bit more with finances and how other people are treating their finances, right? It might even be a time to like truly think about the values that you're putting in with the North Node. Or it's definitely time for that, right? But truly think about the values that you have and the ideas that we have and that we support. Because these things can play out for us internally and collectively, right? And when we start putting the focus on us and not on them, then they don't have no energy. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on this whole two situation. So let me know what you guys think of the content in the video. Do you see the kind of correlations that we made here? I hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for listening. And please like the video, share it too if you feel like somebody could find some benefit from it. All right. And subscribe if you haven't, y'all, because I'm going to be coming out with some more content soon. And until then, I hope you guys take care. Love y'all. Bye.